just this one. And meet these two. There you go. You got it.
Should we tell Miracle to turn it right?
Hmm?
Tell her to turn it right. Oh, Miracle, can you go?
Switch seats. Yep.
Or no? Can't see first base. I feel like first base card.
A little bit.
A Miracle, turn it to the right. Keep going. Is that as zoomed out as it goes? I don't know. I didn't touch zoom out. The one at the top. And go to the left.
Top of the first inning as we welcome you to the Intramural Softball Championship Day here on a very hot Sunday, April 27th. First game of the day is Kyo versus KD, sorority championship game. The winner advances to the women's championship. Well, they'll play pitch slapped for the t-shirts and all the glory. But first, we gotta get through the sorority game. As a strike comes in, Kappa Delta is the home team for today's game. As the contact is made to the second baseman, throws, gets the first out, tries to double it up, and does. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Kappa Delta. Sends them into the dugout, and their sticks will come out at the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first inning. KD got through their top of the first pretty easily. Great defense. As that ball comes in on the outside of the plate, ball. Cadence Romero right now batting. It's heard that she has the smallest strike zone in the league. But that one comes in at the knees, so 3 straight balls, and leadoff hitter for KD is on. It is a very hot day right now. Very shocked that our third base umpire has a sweatshirt on, as it looks like he's coming out of it.
Look at him. We gonna zoom in later.
As that ball's hit down the line, fair ball down first base. As the second base runner is forced to be aggressive, and that ball is still skating around the outfield. And KD is going to get on the board with 2 runs. So a good start for KD, good defense in the top half of the inning. And the bottom half, their first 2 hitters come across, and they take the early 2-0 lead. Grounder gets past the pitcher. Nice play by the shortstop, and in time. Nice job to stay with that ball by the shortstop by Kyo. Delivers it on the first base, and a well-needed first out. as that brings up the number 4 hitter.
No, they not coming. I'm not saying that everybody come except them.
That ball comes in short for ball 1. In intramural softball, you start off with a 1-1 count. So now the count is 2-1, as that's a ball that's fouled back, making the count 2-2. Two delivery comes in, and it goes to the outfield and out of the reach of the defender, and that's going to be at least a double, as that ball is still going all the way to the gate. She turns to third. The ball's still not in the infield yet. Makes the turn. Here comes the throw, and she's going to get in easily with the inside the park home run. Almost slipped on the base there, but she'll slide her way onto the dugout with the inside the park home run. It's 3-0, Kappa Delta. As that ball comes in for a strike. These two teams played earlier in the year, way earlier, almost the first game of the year. Kappa Delta won that first matchup. And now a rematch here in the championship. As that ball is grounded to the shortstop, looking to make her second play of the inning, and does. 2 outs. Left-hander steps into the box now as home plate umpire Marley Connor wipes off the bag. Umpires for today's sorority championship, Marley Connor, Davion Baker, and Elijah Suarez sporting the hoodie in third base. Never let them see you sweat. That ball is short. It's 2-1 count. I'm going to go the over-under that hoodie comes off after this inning. There's no way he goes 2 innings with the hoodie.
You said the under?
I'm going to say that it comes off after this inning. As that ball hits the batter in slow pitch, no walking on hits because you can see the ball coming. So 3-1 count. The delivery is fouled off the batter, making a full count here. 3-2 count is fouled off. So one more foul. You only get 3 foul balls per our rules. And she's going to switch to being a right-handed hitter, a mid-switch in the at-bat. Rarely you see that. As she walks, spook the pitcher there by switching stances. As KD has another runner aboard with 2 outs.
You hear me, Jason? I'm gonna switch it. Okay.
That ball comes in just outside for ball 2. Ball is short. You know, intramural softball is about being able to get the ball across the plate. It can be hard sometimes when you're stuck in a kind of a lull of not being able to get the ball across. It's got to go 12 to 6 feet, and the ball has to go all the way across. And if it hits the plate like it just did on that pitch, that would be a ball. So 3 straight pitches result in a walk. And now 2 more runners on base for Kappa Delta.
Oh, where the mic at? Let me.
That ball's popped in the air high and easily handled by the pitcher for Cayo, and they get out of it. 3-0 start for Kappa Delta as we head to the top of the second. Top of the second inning, Kyle may go back in the batter's box. So far, 2 straight balls. Trying to get a base runner here. As he swings and hits it right to the shortstop. Out number 1. Great defense Kappa Delta has on the infield, particularly at the shortstop, second base, and first base position. Just really hard to kind of hit the ball past those 3. You got to almost hit it in the air to try to get something going with the bats. As that ball comes in just off the side for ball 2. Now she tries to work the other side of the plate, comes in short and inside, 3-1 count. As that one is ball 4. So Kyle has a runner on now. The ability to throw balls and strikes are everything in intramural softball. If you have if you can find a pitcher that's consistent and can kind of deliver the ball consistently over the plate, especially with the defenders that Kappa Delta has, you're going to give them a pretty good shot of being able to field a lot of pitches off the bat as that ball hits the plate. So another ball delivered. So that one comes in inside. As Kyle looking for their second straight walk. And they'll be in business if they can get another runner on. That one's outside, so another ball and another walk. And a great position for Kyle to be in with 1 out and 2 runners on. My over-under was wrong with the third base umpire. The sweatshirt is still on. Sleeve's not in, though, as that's a grounder to the shortstop. Delivers it to second base. Tries to get the other runner at first. And it's safe. A nice try. Almost turned their second double play of the afternoon. Runners on the corners now for Kyle. A good chance for them to get their first runner across. Ball delivered inside for ball. As a swing and a miss. She kind of makes a face. It's a tough pitch on the outside of the plate to hit. Still in it, 2-2 count. And that ball's popped to the pitcher, falls to the shortstop, delivered to first, but is safe. Throw a little bit offline, and Kyle has their first run of the inning. Errors, the #1 way to score in intramural softball. As that was a tricky one as it fell between the pitcher and the shortstop. As the shortstop makes up for it this time and grabs it. So Kyle gets a couple of runners aboard, and they get on the board. 3-1 is the score. bottom half of the second inning. Kyle gets their first run across in the top half. See if they can keep Kappa Delta off the board as that first pitch comes in short. 2-1 count. That one comes in beautifully. And it's a strike. 2-2 count. 2-2 delivery comes in and a swing and a miss. And that is the first out of the inning.
I wish you had too much ice in that cup.
Yeah, me too.
We'd be a duo.
Mhm.
Ice in that cup. It's
That pitch hits the plate. 2-1 count. That one's almost behind. It is behind the the. I don't know if the ball hit the bat or not. I don't know.
Yeah, foul ball.
We're gonna.
That was crazy. I just watched something.
Yeah, that was. So we may have a bit of confusion here. I don't know if Marley told the players that it was a foul ball, but that ball did hit the back of the bat, and yeah, the batter's confused because she doesn't understand that that first pitch was called a foul ball, but that was the correct call, and that is the second out of the inning. But yeah, that if that ball hits the bat and they're in the batter's box, that should be called a foul, and it was. As we're back to the top of the lineup for Kappa Delta, Kyle has recorded the first two outs on the first two batters. Romero steps back in. Ball's outside. Katie is looking for their fourth straight softball championship, 4 straight T-shirts. If they can knock off Kyo and then go on and beat the the only women's team, they would win their fourth straight T-shirt in softball. As that ball comes in as a strike, full count. Swing, hit to the second baseman, handles it nicely, and throws it on the first 1-2-3 inning for Kyo. And we'll head to the top of the third. 3-1 score. Kappa Delta leads.
So I hit the back of the bat, right? I was like, that's what. We're doing.
Top of the third inning as we find some missing glasses on the field. Now, Elijah is in a half sweatshirt, half, I'm not sure what to call that combination, but he's trying not to let the heat beat him as that first ball comes in and hits the plate. 2-1 count. As a swing and a miss gets the count to 2-2.
You didn't make me change it. You did.
That ball hits the plate, full count. championship game, so we're going to play all 7 innings. Usually we have a time limit of 50 minutes. Yeah. That ball comes in, didn't hit the back of the plate. It got in and just hit a couple inches behind the plate. I think it's a good call. So strikeout to begin the inning.
Oh, my phone out here. When they score
Second inning. As that ball comes in and nice hit. Goes over the shortstop's head and somehow gets past the left fielder. And we're going to call that a single and an error. But either way, Kyle has a runner on second base. A nice swing. They lift that ball past the infield of KD. We talked about the great fielding prowess of KD. And if you can get the ball to the grass, you're going to give yourself a shot. And it was a great example of it as they now have a runner in scoring position, 1 out. Two one pitch comes in inside, and now it's a 3-1 count. Delivers a strike to make the count full. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball forward, just a bit outside. And another runner gets on for Kyle Mega. So Layla steps in now. A good chance to deliver some more RBIs. Can get this 2-run lead down. As Layla takes a ball. We have a running joke on our staff that Layla and one of our employees, Priya, looks alike. Rumor says they've never been seen in the same place at the same time.
Don't let him say that.
As a 2-2 count, ball is short. And a swing popped up. Should have been an infield fly. Runner takes off for absolutely no reason. And that is the 3rd out of the inning.
Why'd she do that? I was looking at something. Really, Steve?
Kyle was threatening in the top of the 3rd there. Wasn't able to push a runner across, but KD back in the batter's box and a leadoff single as they look to add to their lead.
Why is she running all the way over there?
So they swing on the first pitch, and a nice ball served into right field. As we can hear Archie in the background asking for sunscreen. A very hot day in Mobile, Alabama right now. Unseasonably hot. High should be in 85 degrees as that's a base hit to center field. So 2 base hits, 2 runners aboard. As the meat of the lineup for Kappa Delta comes up,
What? You want it? No.
as that is ball is short. 2-1 pitch, short as well. And Kaya O's in danger of walking. The bases loaded. As that ball is served into the gap and falls short of the center fielder. Got a chance to get her at second base and does. So runners on the corners now. And 1 out. That ball kind of hung in the air for a while, and the first base runner had to kind of wait to see if it was going to be caught. Caused her to have to slow down, and a great heads-up move to get the runner at second. As that ball gets hits off the pitcher, goes to the shortstop, and a double play. A great job to handle that ball off the pitcher. Great heads up, great hands, and they get out of the inning. So through 3 innings, KD leads 3-1. Top of the 4th inning, first pitch swung on, bobbled by the shortstop, and Kaio has the leadoff runner on. As that ball was tough to handle, bobbled, 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 and unable to make the play. Kyle's done a great job of keeping this game low scoring so far. You figure a high scoring game would favor Kappa Delta with the bats they have, but great defense and a couple of breaks, and Kyle's right here, only down by 2. Pitch comes in as that was almost a half swing bunt, but runners out at first. Close to a bunt on that, which is illegal, but we're going to call that a full swing and 1 out recorded. So runner at second base. A good chance to score and cut into the lead as that ball is outside. 2-1 count. Good looking strike comes in. Evens it up. As that ball falls perfectly from a high arc and falls right around the chest for out number 2. That was a deceiving pitch. It looked like that ball was going to start high and end high, but the bottom fell out of it, and 2 outs. A swing popped up and handled easily by the pitcher. 3 outs. Bottom of the fourth inning as the first pitch comes in as a ball. Katie looking to add some more runs. Scored 3 in the bottom of the first, but have been held quiet since then as that ball is flat out to the shortstop. 1 out. The ball's outside. That one's high, 3-1. Kyle is the only sorority to win a women's championship this school year. They won soccer and won t-shirts because of it. Other than that, sororities haven't had many shots at championships. The winner of this game will get one as the KD hitter hits a nice ball up the middle for the first runner of the inning. As that ball is popped high in the air, pitcher easily handles it. 2 outs. As this game is moving by pretty quickly because of the lack of offensive scoring. Some good defensive plays we've seen. A couple of nice handle catches on pop-ups, ground balls, double plays. As another grounder goes to the first baseman, and she's able to compose herself and touch the bag at first. Another scoreless inning. Going to the top of the fifth, 3-1, Kappa Delta. Five. As that ball is hit foul, almost caught by the third baseman, but unable to handle it. She'll come back and do it again. Top of the fifth inning, 9 outs to go. See if Kyle can make something happen. Done a good job, like I said, of keeping this game low scoring. As that ball comes in high, and another foul ball gets caught in the fence. Does Marley or Miracle have the hops? No, they don't. Marley gonna give it a shot, and this is our promotional entertainment in between innings. Marley can't get it. You know we have more than one ball, but that's the one we want, and we finally are able to get it thanks to a fan. Very exciting stuff. One more foul ball to go as that one falls in a little high. Ball popped up to the shortstop and easily handled for an out. There's some cloud coverage in the sky, so the sun is not directly in the eyes when you look up. But still, this is a day where it's going to be helpful to have sunglasses. It's just a very, very hot day. But I'll take a hot day over a cold one. So that ball gets popped to the third baseman, 2 outs. wearing those sunglasses like I talked about. So Kyle trying to get something going with 2 outs. So this is a very high pitch that is outside for ball 2. Ball swung up. Third baseman handles it, makes the throw to first, and easily taken care of. So 3 runners up, 3 runners down. Back for the bottom 5th inning as the almost died on that bat right there. Good thing that everybody signs waivers. You know, that's important. Waivers. As Marley does a good job of cleaning that up, knowing her name could have been on that lawsuit as well. 1-2 count as that ball was fouled away. As that pitch comes in a little low and short and a strikeout. Back to the top of the lineup, Cadence Romero grounded out last time. See if she can get on base. I think she walked her first at bat. Again, a lot of pitchers have complained about how tiny her strike zone is, but she's a good, capable hitter as that ball just comes in a little short, clips the back of the plate. Cadence is one of our employees here at South Sports. As she hits a grounder to the shortstop, handles it, and makes a good throw to get the second out of the inning. Layla with a good catch at first base. She's been solid at first base. Ended that last inning bobbling the ball, but bobbled it and picked it up at first base almost like she meant to do it. Can't teach that. As that ball comes in a little high. Got championship games the remainder of the afternoon. Coming up next is the women's championship. As that ball gets slapped to the second base, and it's on to Layla, the great first baseman at first. We'll talk more about those championship games in a second. Right now, 3-1 Kappa Delta. First pitch comes in as a strike as we are in the top of the sixth inning. It's getting kind of late now as Coyote down to the last 6 outs. We talked about those championship games. This is one of four today. Coming up, the winner of this game will play pitch slap. Pitch slap undefeated in play, but they haven't played in about a month's time. So it'll be very interesting to see if they come out a little rusty, especially playing against one of these two teams that have already kind of warmed up by playing a game before. So should be a good matchup for the shirts. And then after that game, the men's championship will follow. ASCE making it to the championship game with a couple of forfeits, actually. Their quarterfinals and semifinal games were forfeited, and they'll play the battle-tested Sigma Chi, who has had an opposite journey as that ball gets fouled off. One more foul to go. Sigma Chi really have had to battle in both the fraternity and the men's bracket, but find themselves in the title game. And then our day concludes with a PT versus PT showdown. The Rotator Cups taking on the Walk-It-Offs. As that ball comes in as ball four, and Kiowa has the lead runner on board. That's probably the game that me personally I'm looking forward to the most. The Rotator Cups, the second-year PT team hasn't lost a game in 2 years, undefeated. They won last year's co-rec championship, and the Walk-It-Offs are appearing in their first championship as a PT class. So it should be a very interesting matchup. One more championship game on Tuesday night as Pike and Kappa Alpha will face off for the fraternity championship. That'll be the last intramural sport that we'll actually do. And then a 3.5-month vacation, and we'll see you for flag football. As that ball is almost barehanded, caught by the catcher. Would have just been a foul ball, though. For it to count as an out, the ball has to go over the head. And so we'll do it again. Steps back in the box, and that ball lifted to the pitcher, and the runner takes off and is tagged out easily at second base. Could have went back to first, and what started off as a promising inning now it ends in confusion as they're down to their last out of the sixth inning. Not sure what our grad assistant Isabel is teaching them about softball, but they got to have some base coaches out there or something. As Layla steps in, trying to turn things around for Kyle. We hope that Priya didn't swap places with her. We wouldn't know it if they did, as that ball gets grounded back to the pitcher. And what started as a good start to the inning now ends as 1-2-3.
Yeah, I can't advance her. I know.
Bottom of the sixth inning, Kyle needs to keep KD off the scoreboard to have any shot of really getting anything done in the top of the seventh. And that was a good pitch that goes to the shortstop, but it's dropped and an error. And that's, again, another error and another mistake. These mistakes are compounding a bit as KD should have had an out, but instead has their first runner, their leadoff runner, on first base. As that ball is shot into the outfield and caught Nice play, tough battle in the sun there. Want to give a shout out to somebody's dad in outfield, center field, locked in. Support your kids, ladies and gentlemen. Even when they get to college, support your kids. Good stuff. So that ball is fouled and dribbled into foul territory on the third base side. There's a dog that just licked my leg underneath the table.
Go ahead.
Only intramurals do you have things like this.
Oh my god. That's
Had
okay.
an equipment malfunction there. Had wrong cleats on. She's going to do a quick wardrobe change and switch cleats. Not the first time people wear the wrong shoes. Isabel's sitting right next to me. Uh, Isabel, you ever worn the wrong shoes to a place? No, never.
I don't make mistakes.
Huh?
I don't make mistakes.
Oh, Isabel says she doesn't make mistakes. Didn't know I had.
You knew.
Oh, oh. That's as a wardrobe change is finished. Back in the box she goes. One out in the inning, one runner aboard. Pitch comes in outside. That one's short. Full count now.
Ask Maddie. She and Maddie was just together.
Wonder what the difference is between going from cleats to tennis shoes. How that feels in the box. Well, didn't affect her a lot as she pops that ball up and another drop. That's a tough play though. Backing up into the sun. Hard ball to kind of find. A lot of traffic in there as well, but it results. We're gonna call that a base hit. I'm gonna call it a base hit instead of an error. But two runners aboard for Kappa Delta.
Yes, and I was telling her like you need to come on, like we haven't played in so long, like you need to come. She's like, I'm not.
So the first pitch comes in as a ball short of the plate. 2-1 count. A great chance for Katie to build their lead as that ball is fouled off. Layla had a shot at it at first base. It would have been a tough play without her having to extend to kind of grab it. Want to do a quick check-in with the third base umpire. Still has the sweatshirt on. Can't tell how much sweat is coming off as that ball is slammed down the third base line fair, and Katie's going to add to their lead. One runner scores. That ball's already at the fence. Two runners will score. That'll be a two-run double, and this is a 5-1 lead. Great piece of hitting. That ball just squeaked past down the line, almost like the ball was trying to check the sweat on the third base umpire itself. As that's a swing and a miss. He's got it on. I've been told that he has it on as a scarf. So this must be the Sahara Desert, apparently. That ball's outside. Kappa Delta scored 6 runs in their first game against Cayo. Today they have 5. As that is strike 3, a good call by our home plate umpire Marley, and that is the second out of the inning. Kappa Delta looking to add one more run to add to their 4-run lead right now. It's going to be a big hill to climb for Kyo, but we've seen crazier things. Earlier in the year, we saw a team come back from 4 runs down and get 5 in the bottom half of the last inning. That was the band team. The JTL team came back and beat Ballbusters, a co-rec game, regular season game, in a walk-off win. So we've seen crazier things happen, and it'll take something like that for Coyote to advance and get to that women's championship, as that is a walk.
Thank you.
Give a shout out to our crew working behind the camera, a Miracle and India, doing a good job of showing you these great pictures. Also changing the score. India actually has a game coming up. That's a nice snag by the pitcher. And we'll find out who plays India's team coming up. Top of the 7th, Kayo down by 4. Ball hit off the pitcher. Shortstop grabs it and catches the ball. Nice play by the first baseman to scoop that ball. Low catch. KD 2 outs away from winning the sorority championship. Would be their 4th straight sorority championship, and a chance to get into that women's championship final that will immediately follow.
They don't get no break, do they? Thank God.
Have to wonder how the Heat is going to affect KD heading into their next game if they advance. No matter who advances. There's a rumor though that the pitch slap team may not have enough players, maybe 8 players. So a lot of holes in that defense if that happens. Should be a good matchup though. You want to check that game out. So a walk given up, a runner at first base. As Emily steps into the batter's box as she gets a first pitch strike. Doesn't like that bat, changes to an exact same bat, but it's about the grip.
What you need her to do?
Camera's dead. As that ball is hit up the middle, and
Baby, I'm gonna need you. Mute yourself.
as that ball is popped up, and the shortstop grabs it, 2 outs.
Oh, I can't even see it.
So we've lost our picture for a second, but still able to hear as they are 1 out away from advancing to the women's championship and winning the sorority championship. That ball was behind the batter as we're now doing radio play-by-play now. Pitcher steps in, delivers a high ball that is popped up and lands in the foul territory. Kyle down to their last strike. As that ball is hit to the shortstop, who throws it to the second baseman, and that'll do it. KD relieved to win this ball game. And there's a little bit of celebration as they win this one 5-1, win the sorority championship, and advance to the women's championship. We'll see how they do against Pitch Slap, trying to get their 4th straight women's championship and end the undefeated season.